What it is, what's up? It's your boy Lahor Lee, a.k.a. Laheezy, a.k.a. Fine Boy 2 Pimple. And I got a very special guest with me here today. This guy has ran the marathon, the New York City Marathon. When we was in Belgium, this man would wake up and run 9 miles and come back before everybody was up. He's the founder of a nonprofit organization called Bronx Burners. He has partnered with major brands like New Balance, Peloton, and he's partnered with the Roadrunners?
Yeah.
The New York City Roadrunners,
yeah.
the New York City Marathon. And they donated over $25,000 to the kids in our community, which, I mean, what else can I say? But with all that being said, I would like to welcome my brother, Shaq. Welcome to the Level Up podcast, man. We appreciate you for coming through.
Thank you.
Of course.
That was an amazing introduction.
Yeah,
you
like
definitely
that?
was not expecting that.
Yeah, think I do my research? You thought it was games at the level
saying
up
stuff, and I'm like,
oh yeah, I did that.
True,
I did that, right? Exactly. But yeah, man, welcome.
Thank you.
To kick things off, I always like to start off the podcast with a shout out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is usually unexpected from the guest, but somebody that like influenced you, somebody that you just see doing something dope that you see leveling up. And you just want to give them a shout out. So the reason why I don't tell y'all before y'all come is so it could just be off the top of your head. So who would you like to shout out?
I like to shout out my close friend and brother, Imani Wawewu.
Okay.
He's a public defender.
Okay.
And,
that's dope. I was not expecting that.
And he started this nonprofit organization as well called Brothers-in-Law, and it's basically
I love that.
He raises money to pay for black attorneys like bar exam, because like sometimes the bar exam could be expensive, the books could be expensive and stuff like that. So he started that organization to pay for people of color that are like struggling or whatever the case may be, and they need that help. So I think that touched my heart that he's doing that and reaching back and helping others.
That's dope. We gotta have someone like that on the podcast too.
Yeah.
Somebody that I like to shout out, this man probably don't even know, but his name is Swaggy Mo. I actually met him recently, and he's a really dope person. I don't know if you ever seen the content. He just be online telling men how to, from brushing their teeth to the right deodorant.
Oh, yeah.
He's just, I like his content, and I really mess with it. I think a lot of people need that education just on, being a man sometimes, honestly.
Because your beard is fresh.
This don't got nothing to do with him. It's all me, man. I'm saying. But let's briefly get into this. I would like, even though I gave that beautiful introduction, I want you to kind of introduce yourself and tell my people who you are as well.
My name is Shaquille Roberts. I was born in a small country called St. Kitts and Nevis.
Okay.
And the population is less than 50,000 people, so it's a very small country. Came to New York when I was 12, and I've been here ever since. I work in IT. I work at a public defender law firm in the Bronx, and I try my best to get the best out of life. I was caught in a fire when I was 5.
Hold that story. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
Yeah, well, I just want to give a quick synopsis. But and I just try to get the best out of life. And I try to get the best out of my community as well.
That's amazing. All right, so let's get into it. Bro, how the hell you get into running marathons, bro? I knew you for mad long. I ain't even know you was into running. And
bro,
running marathons
I was not.
No
you
joke.
Know, bro, we used to play ball and stuff.
We played ball. I'm like, marathon, bro.
Right.
What is this man doing? No, but how did you get into running marathons, bro?
All jokes aside, one of my coworkers that I work with, he ran it. And he ran it at 4:50 pace. Okay. And in my head, I was just like, I always thought you had to run it fast. I was like, I didn't know you could run that slow and still finish.
I'm dead. He said.
So
just run 20 something miles. Male testosterone. Y'all see the danger? I could do that.
It was definitely toxic masculinity. I was like, you know what? I could do better than that. Let me train for this and let me get it. Let me just do it, because what is life? That's one thing I was telling myself, what is life really about if you're not gonna push yourself to your limits, right? So I was like, you know what? Let me just do this.
In other words, it's positivity and male toxicity.
And also it's like when your friends do something, it pushes you as well.
That's why I'm always a big person to be yo, surround yourself with people who's doing amazing things. If you're like if you're around 5 millionaires and you have 500,000, that's better than being around a bunch of people that got 10,000 and you only got 500,000. So like my motto is like, if you see me as a person, sometimes I stop. So like one of my closest friends he competes physically like in the gym, like he's on stage. Right. So like when I work out with them, everybody be thinking I'm doing something, but honestly, most of the time, he just insulting me. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But it's like, whatever, because my health and fitness is A1, you know. And some of my friends who's just doing amazing things in the financial field, they be like, yo, buy this. I don't really be knowing too much, but trust me, they be putting me on game. So it's like, you know, definitely surround yourself with people that's doing amazing things, and I applaud you for that, man. But
even in Brussels, when I went to go run, we had a friend out there with Cherno too. Yeah. He ran because he was like, yo, Shaq gonna go run. I'ma just
do it. That's funny because at the time too, Buckeye, when I was going to the gym, but Buckeye already work out, but it's just cool to have like other people to work out, and then they be like, oh, what's your routine? I'm like, oh, I go this day. Like, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? So basically that's kind of how it wrote. But I mean, congratulations on the partnerships and the marathons you work and all that other stuff, bro. But I mean, what is it like working with a brand like New Balance and Peloton, and how much has that changed you?
First thing I would say, I'm super grateful for the opportunity, and I prayed for it, and it came true. Second thing I would say, when you get an opportunity like this, you got to be ready. And when I talk to people about like, oh, they want to work with brands, they want to do this, they want to do that, first you got to be even ready for that opportunity. Because sometimes you get an opportunity, you're not ready for it, you're going to fumble it. Yeah. And other brands see that. So, like, if I work with New Balance, Peloton saw that and was like, wow, he's, like, media trained. Like, he's ready. Like, let me reach out to him. Let me work with him.
People say success is when opportunity meets preparation. Right. And they work hand in hand. That's funny. I was watching an interview about Will Smith and how he basically, like, did the interview for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air at a party. And essentially, the guy took him to the bathroom and was like, yo, bro, like, okay, you could do this right now, or you could wait and do it later. But this is what's going to happen later. If you wait 2 weeks, his son might be sick, and then he can't make it, and then you got to wait another 30 days and another 30 days, to the point that they did the interview, they liked it, they drew up the contracts, everything the same night. Wow. And look at that. It's a cultural phenomenon, you know, that show. It's like, it wouldn't be what it was today if he didn't seize that opportunity right there and then.
And it's offered that just one night.
Exactly. So,
and crazy too. How I got the New Balance offer was when I was in London. I went to a New Balance event that I wasn't even like supposed to go to. One of my friends was like, "Yo, Shaq, I'm going to this event. Like, come along." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll come." And then I met the guy that was in charge of like the campaign for the New York City Marathon, and as soon as I got back to New York, like 2 weeks later, he reached out to me. And he was like, yo, Shaq, I love your story. I love what you're doing, and I would love to work with you. And off of me going to that New Balance event, it turned into an opportunity. And it was all because my friend was like, yo, Shaq, let's go. Because I didn't even honestly know about it at the time.
Nah, that's dope. I mean, that's what it is. Right. And also sometimes people think that, because there was a video surfacing too that this girl, she had like 1.2 million followers and she couldn't even sell 30 shirts. I always tell my friends, like, you know, this influence thing, it's not just about just having people follow you or just going viral. Right. It's about building community, right? And people don't understand that, which is why I love what you're doing with the Bronx Burners. And, like, you got people coming out on Wednesday night. You got people running. And I think that's, like, really, 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 really dope.
Yeah, because going viral, like, you really don't get no money off of that. Like, I have a couple videos that are, like, over 500,000 views. And it's like, you get no money from that if you don't have, like, something to follow that up with. So it's like, to your point, like, it's just not about the followers. It's about, like, actually being in the community and being, like, in the spaces you need to be in.
On this platform, it's called the Level Up for a reason, right? And we define the level up in 3 stages. So anything someone is pursuing, we call it leveling up, right? So the 3 stages of the level up process is you dream, you plan, and then you execute. And so just walk us through that first stage. And dreaming is just like the ideal moment. You have this, it could be an epiphany. It could be like, oh, I think I could do this, which I would say for you was like, oh yeah, he ran that. You know, the male toxicity thing would have been like your epiphany moment where someone said, I ran a marathon. He's like, I could do that too. And then where that has went from to where you are now. So you could just talk about that dream that you had.
Yeah. So that's what kind of triggered it. But like the actual dream was like once I set my mind to run a marathon. Once I said I was gonna do it, I actually started doing my own research, like how long should it take, what I gotta do, how should I start to practice, like what I gotta do. And in all my research, I found out that like the Boston Marathon was like the big one, right? Where everyone loves to run that one. And
so you just chose the big one for the first time?
No.
I was about to say, that's crazy.
So, to even get into that race, you have to time qualify. Okay. So if you're a man and you're 30 and under, you have to run a marathon in under 3 hours. So that's running.
And that's like what, 26 miles?
Yeah, 26 miles. And you got to run every mile at a 6:50 pace. So
6:50?
Yeah, so each mile got to be 6:50.
6:50. Some people can't run 1 mile in 6:50.
Exactly.
So how do you expect me to run consecutively 26 miles in under 6:50? Are you okay? Nah, forget this dream. I don't want it. So, I mean, you talked about the planning that goes into it. So then how do you execute that? Do you just like freaking run? Because, you said something earlier that really got me very upset, which would get a lot of people very upset. It's like, oh, yeah, we were just going for an 8-mile run. Bro, you okay? 8 miles? 8 miles. Who just wake up and do 8 miles every day? So is that like just something you do? Like, are you okay?
In the training, you have like easy runs, and then you have speed workouts, which is like hard, and then you have long runs. So why I said it was like, it's just 8 miles is because that would be like my baseline. That would be like my bare minimum. Like I have to do for that day. Like I have to do 8 miles today.
Just insult us.
Nah, it's not. I mean,
insult the normal people.
That their bare minimum is like 12, right? So it's like it's all how you view it. It's all from
clearly we gotta do better in life. Bare minimum 8 miles. Okay, I'm sorry. Nah.
And so I usually train for like 18 to 17 weeks, and I'm running 6 days a week. So
8+ miles every day.
Every day. And then my long runs, they be 15, 16. I get up to 20, 22. My next one, actually, I'm probably going to get up to like 22, 24. Because
that's a marathon, bro, basically. So you're going to run a marathon before the marathon.
Because one thing you're gonna learn is, and I mean, you probably know this, right? Like,
no, I don't. I don't run.
I'm playing. Not when it comes to running, but in life in general.
Nah, absolutely.
When you're practicing, you have to practice at game like speed.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You have to like practice. Like anything can happen on race day, so
absolutely.
You got to try to prepare for that, and you got to put your body through the situation where, like, listen, if I'm
so your body knows how to react.
Yeah, if I'm at mile 22. And my legs start cramping, I'm like, yo, I know my body got at least 24 because I did it in practice already. So I know I could.
So, like, if I catch a cramp at 22, I know I could do another 8 with a cramp. I know I could do because I told you earlier, like, I was able to run with a fractured foot, which is not the smartest thing. Don't do that. But it's because I know, like, what's normal people run like 2-3 miles. So what's 2-3 miles? It doesn't matter. I know I could push through that. That's just moments of endurance. So what mile would you say is the hardest? Is it 1? Is it 5? Is it 17? Is it 22? Is it 25? Because 26 is right there.
Yeah. I'll say 22 is the hardest.
Okay.
Because that's when they call it like the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when you see like runners dropping out. You see people like passing out, falling next to you,
ambulance
shaking. Like, you as a runner, imagine you running and then you see somebody go like this, like you see them cramping up, like in your head, that messes with your psyche now, because you're like,
that could be me.
Everybody's falling down, everybody doing this, and honestly, it hurts. Like it hurts like hell, and you're just trying to get to the finish, and you thinking to yourself like, yo, I only got like 4 miles left, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like that's still another 30 minutes of running. Like that's still another 30 to 35 minutes of running.
So you run an hour every day. This guy.
And that's a long time to be out there on your legs.
I agree. It's a long time for any day of running. So you've seen some crazy stuff like the ambulance. Yeah. I heard people be pooping on themselves. I'm not gonna lie. I heard people be getting picked up by ambulances, and now I'm hearing people having seizures while running. I might have to rethink this.
It's all true. It's all true.
I mean, another thing that you did that's interesting to me that I'm currently actually doing is a 75-day hard. So can you speak a little bit about that and how you incorporate it into your running and just fitness and wellness in general?
Yeah, 75 hard is basically you work out twice a day, you drink a gallon of water every day,
Crazy.
You stick to a diet, you read 10 pages of any book you like, and then you don't drink any alcohol. Honestly, the easiest one was the no alcohol one. Then the second was for my diet I did no soda and no candy.
Okay.
Then it was like the 3 pages. And then I would say after that, honestly, drinking a gallon a day was the hardest. Because, like, you peeing all day.
Yeah.
And it's like, working out twice a day. Once you get the workouts in, you're done. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, some people having a hard time
drinking
working out once a day.
Drinking a gallon of water, oh, my God.
Yeah,
it's brutal. If you're not done drinking water by 8 o'clock,
you're
definitely going to get up through the night to pee. So, like, that's going to be messing with your sleep as well. So
you have to, like, it really teaches you that consistency and the discipline.
Right.
And like I said, like me right now, I swear to God, my body's on autopilot, bro. It's like, I don't even know what day I'm on. I just know when it ends. I know when it began. Mm-hmm. But, like, waking up and going to the gym is not hard. Like, I'm up early at 6 o'clock. Like, I don't even think about it no more. It's just like, the other day I woke up, I went to the gym, I came back. I was like, yo, what the hell just happened? You know, like, because I'm on day like 50 or 60. I don't even know. I think I have like 30 days left. But I would highly recommend it for anyone that's just trying to learn discipline, trying to learn, you know, consistency. Yeah. And also, like, one thing that I learned too, like, yo, give yourself grace too, because it's not easy. Right. Like, just be nice to yourself, people, for real.
One thing I'll say to that in parts of, like, leveling up, I don't say this lightly, like, it could change your life. Like, if you want to switch, like, turn things around for yourself, this is one way to do it, where building habits like this, you're just gonna be a different human being at the end of the 75 hard journey.
In the words of Shaq, 75 days is a long time. For real. But through this journey of running marathons, what are some of the sacrifices you really feel like you had to make in order to run a marathon? Because that's 18 weeks, damn near 75 days, probably somewhere along the lines too. Like, you gotta. It's similar to a 75-day, because saying I'm running 6 days a week is crazy. Yeah. So what sacrifices have you made? It could be like I just recently started playing video games, but I know if I was to start trying to run, I probably like had to put that to the side for a little bit, you know, and just to be consistent. So it could be hanging out with friends. It could be, okay, like, I'm not going home straight. I'm going straight to the gym. So what sacrifices have you made? And
I'll definitely say family and friends. I think it's super time consuming. Okay. And most of the time when I'm in training, like, I'm locked in. So, like, I'm not, like, staying up late. I'm not really, like, doing much, like, outside of training. Yeah. So that's one of the first sacrifices. And I would say, like, maybe, like, I'll say that's honestly it. Okay. Because
everything else sacrificing your time with friends is a lot, especially at this age now. Yeah, it's like friendships are serious. Friendships are serious business. People are going through it.
People take it personal. People be like, "Oh, you don't want to hang with me no more."
Nah, trying to find a balance and, like, showing up for you, showing up for your friends, showing up for your family it's the part of adulthood they don't teach you about, because it's not easy, bro. Because you really, like, trying to get your shit together. Now you got to be supportive to somebody else that's trying to get their shit together, which is, like, that's why, like, at this point, like, you don't have as many friends as you used to when you was a kid. But
you just can't support it.
Yeah, but it's like the friends that you do have, y'all locked in, bro. So
Right.
it's very, 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 very important. So another interesting thing about you actually that I think is really dope is, I think like what, a year ago, 2 years ago, you converted to Islam. So speak a little bit about that.
One of the best decisions I made in my life. At that point in my life, I had a good job. Like I was healthy. I was working out. I wasn't running marathons at that point, but I was doing like weightlifting and like playing basketball and stuff like that. And like something in my life was like still off. Like I still wasn't like happy with what I was doing. And I'm not a person that say like I'm depressed or whatever the case may be, but I just wasn't happy. And I'm like, I got a good job. I'm healthy. Like, what's wrong? Like, something is off. Yeah. And that's when I started like looking into like my spiritual self. I started looking within and stopped like looking without. And I grew up around a lot of Muslims, and my mom was Christian, and I grew up in the church and things like that. And I did my own research, and I honestly felt like the way the Quran explained things, I felt like that fit with more how I wanted to live. Okay. And that made me feel like, okay, this is something I want to follow. This is something I want to get better at, and this is something I want to do. Because, like, certain things in the Quran I was already doing because I felt like it was, like, the right thing to do. It was, like, healthy. Like, fasting is, like, a healthy thing to do. Like, you're not supposed to be drinking liquor. That's a healthy thing to do. Like, liquor is literally poison.
Nah, I seen it. Sorry to cut you off. But he's like, yo, when you tell people you don't drink, they be like, they basically look at you like, what? You don't drink? Like, yeah, how dare you don't poison your liver? Like, you know, it's crazy, but yeah.
And I told my friend, one of our friends we have together, I was like, you know what? I want to take my shahada. And once I did it, the mosque accepted me. They was like, come by anytime and things like that, and they'll like teach me stuff and things like that. And I started like going to the mosque and praying. When I started doing it consistently, and I guess it's my personality too, where I was like, I started looking into it, just how I started looking into the marathons and stuff. I was like, all right, like, what do this mean? Why is this prayer at this time? Why is this at this time? And like, the more I did that, the more I got excited to actually go and pray. And bro, I felt so balanced. I was like, I had a good job.
I agree.
Now, like, I'm calm. Like, I was much more calmer throughout the day.
It's like you walk around life like you have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a beautiful thing, honestly. Like, I always tell people whenever I need to, like, whenever there's a disruption in my life and I need rebalance, I know for a fact that my connection with God is somewhere. There's a loose screw over there somewhere. You feel me? And it's always been like that for me. And I'm super grateful for that because I can always find the answer within my deen. Like, I can always find the answer with, like, you know, learning more about Islam. Because, like I said, you remember how I told you earlier? I'm like, yo, for me, fitness it's not something like I'm just doing for 6 months to get a six-pack. Like, it's a lifelong journey. You feel me? Just like learning Islam has been a lifelong journey.
It's still so much you got to learn. It's
like,
still so
you
much
could
you
never
gotta
learn
get.
enough your entire lifetime. So it's just something you pursue, you make time for, and then, inshallah, like, you know, you get right.
Wait, I would like to add this too. I think people should really do their own research and make the right decision for you. And I think it's all up to like your personal decision.
Even like if you look at one of the reasons, I don't be speaking too much on deen, but like Islam is one of the religions that actually encourage you to like study other religions. Like, for real, how many religions you know tell you like, yo, go learn other people's stuff too, you know? But I don't got time to be arguing with people. That's not what I do. But we talked a little bit about, like, you know, the sacrifices you made and whatnot, but I kind of want to tap into just the overall support that you've been receiving from your friend. Like I said, showing up for your friends is hard, but have your friends been showing up for you? Have your community been there for you? And if so, like, what's that been like? And how much does it motivate you as well?
Yeah, man, it's amazing. I can't thank them enough. Like, my village, they come and support me at my races. Like, honestly, I'm out there running, but they're out there just standing up and just waiting for me to come to only see me like for like 20 seconds or 30 seconds. And they make signs and stuff like that. So like they're invested in that way. Also, they like buy me like gels and electrolytes and things like that. When they see like deals and stuff, they're like, Shaq, I know you running. Here's this little gift or whatever the case may be. And the running shoes too. Running shoes are like $250, like $300. They're damn near Jordans. And like they bought me a pair one time, and I was like, I felt like so blessed because like for your friends and family to be invested in your dreams and supporting you doing your dreams is like, what more could you ask for?
Yeah, there's no better feeling.
Yeah, there's no better feeling than that.
Those are little things that I tell people, like, money cannot buy those things, bro.
At all.
That's
the
feeling is like, damn, you see me and you see what I'm doing. And there's like, you appreciate that more than anything else. It's like people recognizing what you're doing, the hard work that you're putting in. Because I ain't gonna lie, running 8 miles for like 6 days is crazy. I'm still throw that out there. 8 miles, yeah, bro.
That's like somebody getting you a lens.
Nah,
like
yeah, that's a fact.
That you think like, yo,
they must love me. I lens. I'm like, what? You know how much a camera lens is? That's crazy.
Oh man.
Nah, yeah. Let's go back to the run club that you started, and back to like community and whatnot. Why did you start it, and what has it been like? The people that's been coming out, and what's the support been like on that end too?
So I co-founded it. I want to give a shout out to my co-founder Rob, and we started it because I told him I wanted to make running popular in the Bronx, and I wanted to make it like cool to like do long distance running because New York road runners, they have multiple races a year, like crazy amounts of races. I think it's like 5 in a month or something like that. But everyone only thinks about the marathon, right? Everyone only thinks, oh, the marathon, 26 miles. But they have other races throughout the year where it's like they have a 1 mile race, they have a 3 mile race, they have a 5 mile race, they have a 10 mile race, they have a half marathon. So I wanted to bring more attention to that and the Bronx community and make it a way that like we have access to that because it belongs to us. Like there's people that fly in from all around the country just to come to New York, just to run in these races. So it's like why the people of the Bronx are not taking advantage of that.
That's
so
it's in your backyard.
Right. I'm like, and it's one is free for anybody under 18, and then 2, you also get like an advantage because you're in New York, and if you run 9 of these races, you automatically get entry into the New York City Marathon.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
So I just basically wanted to bring more attention around that, and our first day we went to the track, and there was like 2-3 kids there. 2 of them were Isaiah and Yusuf, and we basically asked them like, yo, y'all want to run with us? And they was like, yeah, sure, yeah. And I ended up like racing one of them. I almost pulled my hamstring.
Your old, stop racing with the kids. They will smoke you.
Nah, they did smoke me. They did smoke me.
You're a long distance runner. You're not a runner.
We was doing the 100-meter sprint, and I was like, nah, what am I doing? Let me sit. You know what I mean? It was like, let me sit my.
That's how you know you've aged, bro. That's funny.
A fact.
That's like playing ball in the YMCA, and then some kid just hit you with something, and then you like, nah, it's okay. My NBA dreams are over.
Yeah.
Nah, that's funny, but that's really, really dope, though. I mean, now I see like, I see Cherno out there with you. I see mad about friends out there with you. I'm gonna pull up, but when he's doing 2-3 miles, that's me right there. You see, I struggle mile 2, but mile 3, I'm there. Cause 20 what? Nah, too tall for that.
I want to encourage everyone to come out. We practice every Wednesday at 7 p.m. right across the street from Yankee Stadium at McCombs Dam Park. Listen, don't let him intimidate you. He's saying 8 miles, 5 miles. Listen, this is what we do. We run intervals. So we either gonna do 2 laps, take a break. We either gonna do 1 lap, take a break, or we gonna do 4 laps and take a break, right? And you're running with a big group, so you're really not gonna get lost. People gonna be encouraging you and things like that. Like it's good. We meet people where they are.
I'm coming. I'm gonna come. All right. I'm coming. But that's really dope though, that what y'all do, because wealth and health is key in our community, and like it's really, really needed. And I say with anything, like, it starts with the kids. So
Mhm.
I love to see the kids out there more than the adults, because
Right.
the kids can make that a habit and make it a lifestyle. And like me personally, growing up doing sports, wrestling, playing ball, like all those things are, like, I seen the impact that it has on me today. Because if I ever need to, I could just lock into like my wrestling mode, and I know beast mode is like, yo, let's
Right.
go,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
and you know the toxic male ego and stuff you was talking about earlier.
It's a superpower, man.
You lifting 3 plates? I'm gonna do 2 plates, bro. Let's go. You know, so sometimes there's a positivity in that too, and doing stuff with your friends. But nah, man, I'm gonna pull up.
Yeah. And also, as people think like we're a run club and things like that. Yeah, we're a run club, but it's more than that too. We're a community that like support each other. Some people just come to hang out. Some people just come to network. Cause honestly, we work with brands as well. We work with different companies in that ways.
Mm-hmm.
They like donate socks, or New Balance, they donated shoes to some of the runners.
That's really
So it's like, just come, network, make a friend. It's all about building community and feeling safe in your community.
All right. So, what advice would you give to somebody trying to run a marathon? It's not me, but what advice would you? Nah, they gonna make me run a
marathon.
marathon.
Be on here next year, like, yo,
I'm
I'm training for a marathon. It's time for me to level
you know
up.
what's funny? It's on my bucket list, bro. It's really on my bucket list. Marathon's on my bucket list. Half marathon was actually on my bucket list. Skydiving was on my bucket list, but I already did that. So, but yeah, man, what advice would you give somebody? Maybe I'll watch this episode in a year and I'll probably run a marathon. But what advice would you give to somebody trying to run a marathon?
I'll just say, be like you said earlier, be kind to yourself. That's the first thing you need to do, because it's more about the journey than the marathon itself.
Mm-hmm.
I started with running 1 mile.
Okay. I can do that.
I'm telling you, I started running with 1 mile, and then I got up to 3, got up to 5, and got up to 10, and I only got there because I was consistent, and that's the second thing. So be kind to yourself, and 2, be consistent. If you say you're gonna run, go run. If you're not feeling like it, still put your shoes on, get up out there,
and
run, walk, walk. Even though let's say you had to do 3 miles and you only did 1,
Mm-hmm.
that's totally fine. Go home, get rest, get back out there tomorrow, give it another shot. 3, after you be kind to yourself and you're consistent, have like accountability partner. It's way too hard to do it alone. Life is too hard to do anything alone.
Yeah.
Like, we all need help. It's okay to ask for help. I
can reach out to Shaq.
you can. We all need help, and we all need encouragement sometimes. So 3, look for help, ask for help, try to run with other people. And I'll say those are my 3 tips: is be kind to yourself, be consistent, and try to run with people. That way, it's like, you're like, okay, I'm going to war with someone, and they understand me on a real crazy level. Because honestly, running by yourself, it could be therapeutic, but when you running with someone,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, right, that ego.
Yeah.
Once somebody set the pace,
Yeah.
y'all gonna try to hold that pace together, like, yeah, because you can't even slow down.
Yeah.
You're not gonna want to slow down. If I'm running with you, I'm not gonna want to slow down, because I'm like, yo, I might be holding Lahor back, so I'm gonna just keep up with him.
You know, it's funny. Like 2 weeks ago, we were running, right? And one of the people we was running with, they started running with us, and I'm like, ain't no way they passing me. So I start running faster, and I get a good pace.
Yeah.
And like I realized, like I'm like 3/4 of the way,
Mm-hmm.
and then the person is dying. They start slowing down. I'm like, and then I realized it's their first day running with us, so they thought we was just running the joint one time. So they never ran it.
Yeah.
And then so they burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
And they got me tight, because I'm like, y'all got good pace. Like, why you slowing down?
Right.
For me, so I helped them. And then, we ran to the end. We got to the end. It's like, okay, let's go again. Like, what? I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, that's why you was running so fast.
like,
you thought it was a 1 mile deal. Nah, brother, let's go. But speaking of that, I actually got another question for you real quick. Does your wife have to be a runner?
No, absolutely not.
No?
Absolutely not. I think if she does have to care about her health, though.
Okay.
But running, not necessarily, because I'm a runner, but running is not the only like athletic thing I do. Like I just played in a soccer tournament yesterday.
Oh, that's dope.
And I still weightlift. I still pick up basketball from time to time. So she doesn't necessarily have to be a runner. And honestly, I kind of might prefer if she's not.
Really? Why? That's funny because running is probably like your sanctuary. It's just self-time. It's time for you. It's how you connect with yourself. And people don't understand that too. Running is not just a physical game. It's like a mental thing. Like I told you, I have one rule when I'm running. When I'm running, I only have positive affirmation for myself. No matter how like down I feel, it's only positivity when I'm running. But then that creates a space for me to want to run more. So it's like, now I love existing in that space because it's only nice things being said about me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like that was the route that I had, and that's what kind of like kept me consistent. And then it made me like run faster because then my pace is, I pick up my pace. I literally tell myself to put one foot in front of the other. So if anybody, I know I joke a lot, but I actually do like enjoy running. It's one of the best things you could do for yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually, honestly, because I'll be over there listening to my. You know, it's another thing. I listen to podcasts while I'm running, and people don't understand. It's hard for me to listen to like music, obviously, because the up and down.
Yeah, the
when
beat
I'm listening,
changes.
it's too much. So I be listening to like podcasts and stuff like that. That's another thing. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like find what works for you, and put one foot in front of the other, bro. That's the best advice I could give from like my standpoint.
I mean, even you say it right. Like when you're doing the loop in Central Park, you pace yourself. Like you like yo, if I know I gotta do this 3 times today, the first loop I'm not gonna go my max. The first loop I'm gonna take it easy. Second loop
super easy.
I might even turn it up a little. But like you don't go out on the first one super hard. So that's another important thing too. Is like if you're training and you know, let's say you gotta run 5 times this week, don't burn yourself out on day 1. Like save something to take. That way, on day 5, you're like, okay, today if I feel a little extra, I do a little extra.
All right. Well, I appreciate you for joining us, bro. I'm gonna go run like 5 miles with Shaq next week, and then that's it. So y'all know I'm a serious person.
Hey,
but
I'm a. You gonna see it on the burner account, but. I'm going to post him, and let's see if he's a man of his word.
Oh, not the accountability. On that note, yo, we out of here, Shaq. You got anything to say to the people, man?
All I got to say is your life could change in one decision. If you feel like you're stuck or anything like that, just look within and try to, like, find what you do well and do that, and everything will fall into place. Honestly, I've tried to do a whole bunch of things, and none of them really worked for me. And since I started running, it has been effortless, and it comes easy to me. So
no, it fits. That's why I tell people all the time, like, it's better to, when you're young, just to try a bunch of things. If you fail, that's okay. Like, I don't count nothing as a failure. Everything is a lesson, because what I've learned anywhere else, I could just incorporate. But
it's just redirection.
Nah, that's all it is. And take what you learned that was good, and take what you learned that was bad, and just put it into the next thing. But on that note, man, like I said, for me, it's just literally just putting one foot in front of the other. And on that note, level out, man. We out of here. Thank you. I appreciate you, man.